Hey, Craig DeLuz here. We're here at the Just Say No special election celebration, watching all of the initiatives go down in flames, well, maybe except for one app. And I'm here with Jon Coupal with the Howard Drivers Taxpayers Association. And John, first I just wanted to say congratulations on the victory tonight. But I think now we recognize that there's going to be a lot of heavy lifting that's going to need to be done. So I just wanted to ask you, what's next?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring together the grassroots organizations and the Republican Party together to develop a game plan on implementation of the California Performance Review, actually pulling up proxies, and trying to find some cost efficiencies in government. There's a lot of waste out there, as you and I both know. We've written about it for years, but now is the time when the checks start to bounce. That's a huge motivator for the state government to start doing something about waste, fraud, and abuse. And those are the kinds of things that we'll be doing. But I think it's critically important that we take the coalition that came together to defeat Prop 1A and these other initiatives to make sure that we focus the energy and that anger and make sure it's pointed in the right direction. That means moving forward in a positive way, in a constructive way, to improve the state of California.
What do you think the message that the failure of these initiatives should send to the California legislature and to the governor?
Well, first of all, let's put this in context. The proponents of this initiative package outspent us about 20 to 1. Huge amounts of money. Not only did they outspend us, but they tried to hide the tax increase in the ballot material. There was no reference to the tax increase in the title, summary, in the ballot arguments themselves. So we had to overcome a huge information deficit. We got the word out. We got the word out through our grassroots campaign, through talk radio, through earned media. So I think that's very important. I think the message that's sent is that Sacramento, you can no longer just come on the special papers. You have to go to the people. The people rose up and spoke on this one. It reminds me very much of what happened in Prop 13 30 years ago.
Now, what message do you think this ought to send to the voters when it comes to who they send to Sacramento or who they send to Washington, D.C.?
Well, who the voters need to send to the state capitol or to Congress or to the U.S. Senate should be fiscal conservatives who know how to spend, very judicious.
There you go. I like that.
Judicious with taxpayer dollars, and that's why not only the Howard Drivers Taxpayers Association, but the Howard Drivers Taxpayers Association Political Action Committee is always looking for candidates who will toe the line of fiscal conservatism and limited government.
You know, I'll tell you, I think the biggest thing, and I've always said this, I think the problem we have is we have too many people in Sacramento who think that the money that we send to Sacramento belongs to them. It's their own personal slush fund. The money doesn't belong to them. It belongs to the taxpayers. And those who are put in elective office are what are called stewards, meaning we trust them to do with the money that we send to Sacramento or that we send to Washington what it is that we've sent them there to do. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's why I think it's important that we pay attention to who those folks are, recognize who they are, and don't wait till they get in office to find out if they like spending money. Find it out before they get there. Make sure they commit to concepts like limited government, concepts like lower taxes, and recognizing whose money it is that they're spending. You know, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for all the work you're doing and for all the work you're still going to do.
Well, thank you, and I'll leave you with this saying, and it applies to Washington D.C. as it applies to Sacramento. But the famous humorist P.J. O'Rourke said, "Giving money to Congress is like giving whiskey and car keys to teenage boys. We got to be very careful about the money that we give them, and because they don't know how to spend it wisely, and it's very important to make sure that we set people who represent us who know how to spend it properly."
That pretty much says it all. Once again, Craig DeLuz here. Thank you so much, and we'll be back with you shortly.